Hi folks, this is Drakema, and we have a treat for you today. So, we're taking it retro today. This is Conquest of the New World Deluxe. And here, for posterity, is the intro.
Throughout history, humanity believed that the world was flat. That its edges, guarded by dragons and sea serpents, led to the primal abyss. It was a world of superstition, the dark ages of mankind. But in the 15th century, Europe began to believe that the world was a globe which could be navigated. England, France, Holland, Spain, and Portugal sent westward a wave of explorers, colonists, and conquerors. The dragons on their maps remained mere decorations, but the dangers these men faced were very real. They faced storms and starvation, disease and mutiny. And in the end, they found a new world. It was the dawn of discovery. It was an age of exploration. It was the time of the Empire Builders.
So, there you have it. If that doesn't get you in the mood to conquer the new world, I don't know what will. I want to make sure that our sound is, actually I don't even know if there's an option in this to turn it down anymore. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll adjust it in the editor later on. Alright, so Conquest of the New World was, I think it was put out by Interplay in the early 90s, may have been as late as 95, something like that. But I do vividly remember playing lots and lots of it before I hit an age that consisted of 2 digits. So, yeah. They do have some save scenarios and also some that are pre-saved that are templates. Matter of fact, one of the Navigator games, if it's still in here, was one of my favorite. That's the tutorial. I think you actually pick that in this. Yeah, here you go, in this menu. So, can't remember which one it was. I think it was template, maybe. Oop. Yeah, the naval engagements. Those were a couple of my favorites to play. And I don't remember these menus at all. Alright, so we're going to, can we just create one from scratch? Custom? Yeah, that sounds good. So this is going to be the world. Take it back to some Welsh and British vernacular for you. Let's see. Let's start out with just a few. Well, we're going to do a large world, so we may as well do 5. We're going to put it on limited turns also. I don't usually play by winning by the score, and you'll see what all these mean just in a little bit if they're not totally intuitive. Indian settlements will crank up to max. Land seeds and water seeds. I want the water seeds relatively high. And land seeds relatively low for what they start out as, so that should work for now. We'll see how those go. I think that's the way that I normally played it. Resources, okay, for the first game, we're going to take it easy. We're going to play this abundant. Playtime, I'll leave on just for point's sake. When you're playing single player, it's not that big of a deal. So this, I'll explain this when we get in game. Yeah, we'll make movement easy and difficulty. Difficulty we'll keep on normal just for the battle's sake. I think that's more of the combat than any of the world. It may have an effect on world movement, but not that I've noticed. World size is as big as it can get, and we're not going to have early diplomacy just because I like getting the 6 turns instead of the 3 before I have to pick a spot for my settler. And you can see some troubles with the programming, bringing over the default text inputs. We'll be Sir Dragma. I usually like to play as Spain, but if I play as Spain, I don't think I can be Sir. I'll have to change it to like Don, or I don't know. Probably not Don. I don't know what's historical titles for Spain. But we're going to do it anyways, and I'm going to be Sir Dragma. I guess I could change it to like Senor Dragma. I don't know if I have a... I don't think you can get the tilde in here though, so... Alright, this is probably my favorite part of the early game, honestly, and we're not even in the game yet, so you get to customize your character with these here. The victory point bonuses are solely for extra points for the categories that it shows. Your colonies, which is mainly size exploration, which is how much and if you're the first to find something. Combat is obviously how well you fight. And diplomacy is how much you get along with the other cultures and nations on the map. And you have 20 points after these are allotted. You can take these down and you see you get those points back. These, especially colony and combat, diplomacy kind of is even across the board, but colony and combat is really, really good late game if you're into the settlement and fighting thing. You won't see much of an effect of these in early game unless you're really rushing through your colonies and putting down a bunch of churches. Exploration is really, really good early game and falls off hard in late game for, again, obvious reasons. Each one of these is not very obvious how much they cost until you actually just click on the one and subtract the points in your head. So you start out with 40, that one was 5. Miser gives you points for gold in your colonies. And each one of these has a specific attribute. If you guys really are interested, you should get the game, check it out. But the ones that I always take, and you can ask Grandma and Weetie about this, the ones that I always take are Cartographer and Discoverer. The rest I'll allocate as I see fit, depending on if it's a multiplayer game or a single-player game. Since we're not playing by points, I'm not really worried about any of this. You can see the land units move farther is a solely unit affecting rule that is very, very OP early game. Matter of fact, Discover, I probably don't even need to take this game either, just because it is single-player. I think the only other ones that really give you bonuses are Missionary, Conqueror does help, and Admiral does help. Navigator helps a lot too, actually, but you don't have points to take more than 3, I don't believe, unless you get the 5 points. Craftsman is an idea too, especially if we're not going to be doing a mother country fight early. And I usually try to refrain from doing so because when you're playing on normal difficulty and above, the combat when you're fighting more than one nation and your mother country is insane if you have even more than 2 colonies. I think, sorry I'm taking so long on the screen, but this is a really important part of the gameplay. And Admiral could be good, especially with the amount of water seeds we've gotten. Can't take Conqueror. Conqueror may be handier than Missionary, but I'm gonna keep Missionary just because I've had some pain in the ass early games where there's Indians all over me. Yeah, we're gonna go with Craftsman as well. That is an allocation of all our points, and seed it. Give it a little bit to grow. We'll get right in the game. I hope I got the sound right because I'm not getting any, and I thought I remembered there being menu music. It may be for the best considering this is going on YouTube, even though this is probably well out of date for any sort of copyrights or anything like that. Oh yeah, there's the sound. I wonder if I can turn it down. So this is your starting area. Can we do environmental only? Oh well, if it's too loud, I'm sorry. I'll just have to talk louder. So, in order to get to your peoples, you can check your cargo. We're going to disembark one explorer for now because this is not terrain conducive to exploring. This is forest, by the way, this dark green mottled color. And we want to find some land that is... Oh, there's some grass right there. Since he's already there, I'm going to take this guy and go here. And disembark all. Which I think I can do just by shifting. And getting... Well, I guess I don't need to do those guys individually. We can just take the leader. Alright, so we're going to take the boat and put it on explore and make it persistent so that every turn it will start exploring so we don't have to mess with it. When I first started playing this game, it was very easy. Oh, this is a fairly small forest. Very easy to micromanage, which is characteristic of these types of games. You think Civilization, Age of Empires, even though those are much better turn-based games. Oh, speaking of, so these are the points up here. We turned this off, but in order to make this, well, what they called turn-based at the time, you know, early 90s, still defining these types of games. This is pseudo turn-based, so you can see the points going down. Well, maybe I did leave it on. I can't remember. If I did, oh well. Again, a single player, it doesn't matter. But it really helps to determine your position, and also determine your position on the scoreboard, and also it helps you to try to expedite your turn as you're going. So it does put a sort of limit. It's not really a limit. You can take this as long as you want. It'll even go into negative numbers. And you'll probably see that happen to me. So there's a river there. Usually they'll go straight for the landmarks, but that one did not. But for now, we're going to put it on Explore. So this is basically your turns 1 through 12 or so in Civilization 5, at least. So we got some friendly Indians. So our missionary won't take effect immediately. I think it may be after you settle anyways. So you get the little newspaper here. This is pretty nifty. This is like an update for all the turns. Since you don't get a world view starting out, this can give you clues as to where your opponents are, and how the diplomacy is going, that sort of thing. You can see it still does record the points, even though we didn't take any that help us generate points. You still get points for basic exploration. There's base values for each. So all we have to do is click on the screen for the ones that we've gotten persistent, and they'll start moving around. I'm going to have my leader tie in some of this stuff. This is looking like a small... Oh, we got a river. I don't know where we got. Let's find out where it is. So, forgive me for my weird made-up names. I'm very big into fantasy and folklore, so if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. It's all good. But it does default to historic names of the period for each of the cultures. And there's a way you can speed these guys up. Shift is the button. Alright, cool. So who's next? We've got our leader. So our ship spawned in right around, it was here actually. And we'll get the second ship in just a few turns. So in order to help protect that and combine our army strengths whenever, because we do get another leader on the second ship, we're going to wait our leader right around here. So you can see our discoveries here. Granted, it was probably a poor name for a river. Should have waited for a mountain, but that's okay. Oh, we're Spanish too, so I'm picking from the wrong culture base as well. Right, let's get our guys moving around. Just for the sake of the video, I guess we will keep the rivers. I don't want you guys making too much fun of me. Alright, cool. We've actually got the Fountain of Youth. There's only one of these. It's sort of like Lake Victoria or something like that in Civilization. We're going to claim that. That shall be ours. We will get effects from it if we settle near it. I think Fountain of Youth, I'm not sure if it gives you any visible bonuses other than points. Forgive me if you actually know, and it does. Oh wait, I think we have a character left. Yeah, we do. Just have him fill in some area here so the explorers don't try to come back and get it all. This guy here is going for this river. Oh, we got a redwood forest too. That's really good. So this may be a pretty decent area to settle. Just looking around, the forest is it's a small bonus though. And you can be unexplored persistent. I'm just thinking about where I want this town. So here's a candidate, especially for if this does give us bonuses for goods. I don't think it does though. We don't have much area to put stuff here, and we don't really get the forest bonus unless it goes farther on one side than the other. So here's probably the best candidate for a first town, but if we can find a vein right in here, since we do have a couple of more turns before we get a settler, if we can find a vein in there... Oh, we just racked up a bunch of discovery points if we'd had it. But if... Nice. Fair bit of landmarks in this starting area. Alright, settler, I need you to get on the other side of the mountains. Matter of fact, I'm already leaning towards this area here. Come on, gold vein or silver vein. I think there's like 10 too, I'm not sure. And of course, all of my explorers default to going the other way. Did we just find the Orinoco? Oh, we got another forest. Where's that? Okay. Oh man, we're just racking it up. I did put it on abundant, that's why. Here's another good spot. Oh, see, this forest is much broader. There's a larger range of effect. And if we go this far in, we're also not going to get benefits for being next to the ocean. So trade with another country early, which is pretty much imperative if you want to rush level 3 on a settlement. So here's our colony ship. Since we do get an explorer on it as well, we're actually going to brush along this side of the continent. Yeah, we can disembark all here for now. Oh, also, if you want to change any of these, you can see the name of the ship is Nina. Again, historically accurate. Well, I guess I can't say accurate, but still nifty. You can change those if you want. Settler, I'm really thinking this may be a better spot if we can get in here and explore some of this. Maybe I'll even wait another turn to direct my settler where I want her to go, because I still don't have a gem or resource over here, which would accelerate my metal mining. Either way, we do know that we're going to be about this far in, so we're not going to worry about you. If you're the only one left, yeah, we're going to intern. Oh, we did find a tent. No, that was Sir Gregory. Damn. Alright, let's go, guys. Get to explore. Oh, wait. Yeah, so if you hit shift, you can do 2 at once. We'll claim that. I don't want you to walk that way. Walk this way. Get off. Play. Click you. Just you. Okay, good. No, I don't want you. Oh, you sons of bitches. I know there's a way to unclick one. Maybe it's shift again. Or control, shift. Okay, I think we just have him now. No! Do we? Sweet. I think that was only because the leader... No, he's still moving. I don't know what I just did, but that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, we get a fair bit of area here. We don't have a forest bonus, but we can get plenty... Actually, this is all sloped right here. Yeah, this is all sloped right here, so you can only build settlement buildings on the flat ground. We actually don't have as much area here as I thought, just because it's kind of hilly. But if I keep up with this indecision, the AI is going to get really, really far ahead of me. Oh, we've already got Holland down here. So you can attack any enemy units. It doesn't matter what they are. I don't think you can capture enemy units, unless I play this game completely wrong for the last 18 years? Wow. I feel like I'm rushing it, but we're gonna... Actually, let's make sure... Oh, damn. So let's get in close and see. So I want to make this a port. I thought if you hovered over it, it showed... This can only be done whenever she's in a spot where she can make one. Okay, so this one, for the first level, we just barely nicked this, and we will have a port. I guess we could put one over here as well, so yes, it's pretty good. Got a couple areas for forests. We need a farm. I don't think we're going to be able to fit one in perfectly here, but they will produce either way. So yeah, you can see the negative points thing because I'm taking forever to go fit this one out. So we don't need the port right away. We got a little bit of houses. Let's get a tavern down. yeah, we don't have any. Right here's a decent spot for a farm. We may have to tear that down later for some other buildings. Let's go ahead and get that down because that's a fairly important one as well. The church will accelerate people coming to our settlements. And you'll notice the AI abuses the hell out of churches. Mills are next important, I believe. Matter of fact, we probably should have got the mill down before we did the tavern and the church. So you can see up in the top up here on this bar the percentages. That is the extra benefit you get on top of the base for placing this building in this tile. There's a 67. It's probably the best. It does best near flowing water for, well, obvious reasons, I suppose. Mines do better near mountains and also near ore or main deposits, that sort of thing. I have a feeling the music is really freaking loud in this. Alright, so we've got a mill. We're going to do a couple more if we can. There's a 67, 45 was next, I think, solely because it's near flowing water here. So we'll go there and one more there. Let's get a house down. Beautiful. Alright, so I need to do something about this sound. Environmental, what's that do? Is there really only one setting for sound? Yeah. Alright, so that's it for our town for this turn. If we were playing multiplayer, we would have been making everybody wait and curse at us. But that's okay, because I've got things like I want it. Let me take a sip of coffee here. We'll read the paper. Good stuff. So yeah, we're well in the lead with points, even though we didn't take anything to boost that, just because of the abundance. You can see some of the diplomacy coming into play. Now that we've found, or Holland has found us. That was their explorer that we saw down here, right there. We are very well established with them as far as our relationship is concerned. We are in defense treaty right now. And I think there's 10 levels of that, including 0. So it goes up to 9. Oh snap, where's this at? Please tell me it's near the 10. Claim it. Click on it. If I'd have settled over here, it would have been weird. Just barely there. That's okay. We've still got some area in here, and with abundant resources, we'll probably be doing okay for that sort of thing. Let's put this guy on Explore. So the reason that I like to micromanage is because they often don't fill in these little areas until they go for the resources. Say there's a mountain here or here, they'll leave these holes, even though they're right next to it. Like if this guy were mine, obviously he's not. But if he were, he would go for this resource, I think, just because something about the AI knows that there's a mountain there, rather than filling in this area like I normally would do just because of my OCD. I suppose I should be able to infer that there's a mountain top there. But when I look at this, I say, oh, that is just not right. And yeah, you get the idea. Alright, so this is where the meat of the game actually comes into play with your settlements. You can do a various amount of things. Just from the menus here, you can see I've already demonstrated building a building. Next, this gives you a good idea of what buildings you need to build. So if your base population is, growing, and also you have free labor, which I do, we've got 70 free laborers right now. We need to have some place for those laborers to work. But before we do this, let's just make sure that we're producing our maximum. Here you can see on the commodity detail button that we can produce 4 crops, and we are producing 4 crops. We can produce 4 wood, and we are producing 4 wood. We are only consuming 2 crops right now, so this is all surplus. If we were playing a multiplayer game, we can tick this to get rid of this and turn that into points. Right now we wouldn't be generating that much, and we need all the resources we can get because we've just started, so we're not going to do that. But that's my normal flow for managing my my settlements. And since we are getting a decent bit of wood, we're going to need a fair bit of it though. We're going to plop down some more mills. It's 43, 36. Really one there, and we'll take the 36 as well. So our population, which we just saw on the other screen as well, this, if you double click on a house, it'll tell you how much your total population is and what your population max can be. Again, churches are best for an influx, to the point where I may build another one. But we're going to try to get some metal mines going. This is actually pretty good, plus 88. Let's see what the gold mine is. Actually, I think that screen would tell you up top. So gold is negative 12. We'll wait on the gold for now. It's not nearly as important, not until we get into around level 3 and need some goods and that sort of thing. Or if we need to buy from another country. Which I think is the only way to get goods unless you trade with another player. So 88 and 78 is really good. You can see this drops off hard, tile for tile. So this will be fine for right now. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the... can we not afford it? Yeah, we can't afford it. So this tells you we're short by up here also. It says short by 1 wood. It tells you the full cost. So if we wanted to, we can try and trade. So we'll trade with natives. We can trade crops. Let's see if they have any. They actually have metal available, which is unusual. Well, there's a fair bit available too. Usually, I think one tribe will provide 3 units, so 2. We've got 2 nearby us. And there's differences in the size as well. So it may just be a medium tribe that's nearby us, if I'm remembering correctly. So we've got 2 surplus to trade. So we're actually going to make this persistent because, again, wood is going to be... Or should we go metal since we can afford it this early? Now, we'll go wood for the first couple of turns. We'll keep it every turn. Our crops are going to suffer just given the location. I think the percentage on it is... It's only 60. It's not terrible. But we're going to need some more. So let's see who we've got left. I want you to stick around the town just to protect it. It's still early and it's not even a multiplayer game, so I doubt anybody's going for a bum rush. But better to be safe than sorry. You can see the difference in movement on terrain. Obviously, it's easier to move in the grass than it is to move in the forest, and easier to move in the forest or the grass than it is to move on mountains or even water. I think water is the worst, even worse than mountains. But again, I could be wrong on that too. And leaders have a short movement period anyway. So, alright, so we got the gold vein. We're going to take this leader back to this town. You can actually position him in the town just by guiding him right over the top of it. Give me a vein or something over here. It'll be my luck that these guys will find it. I think you can still, whenever you uncover it, I wish I had shot one of my explorers over there now. I have no idea why they're wanting to go over here. So let's check our town. So we're at 200. I think our max right now is 240. So let's get down another house since we're getting close to that. Can we get another church now too? Yeah, let's get another church. Let's check. We've got 0 free labor. And everything's getting produced. So we're in a perfect balance right now. We're losing 1 crop. So yeah, that fell off fast. So we're already going to have to adjust this trade. It's probably not even worth it just doing it for 1 every turn, and it's going to go down again next turn. But we're going to need to upgrade as soon as possible, and we are going to need the metals for that. So we're going to get 7 wood next turn. We're going to need the metal instead of the wood. So we'll change it and get some Indian metal, or native metal. And guys, I think that's going to do it for this first episode of Conquest of the New World. I hope you've enjoyed. We'll try to keep these around 30 minutes. If you like it, I'll keep it up. Oh yeah, let's see how far our ship got. So we've got the Holland town over this way. I'll zoom all the way out. I thought you could do it with the mouse wheel, but I'm sure there's a keyboard shortcut. So this is a fairly large continent. Oh, and we do have some actual native AI players. You see any more of their settlements? No. So with Cartographer, we've probably explored a fair bit more than most everybody else here, which is why we're hitting points more than likely. And this is a really big map. Well, you got to remember the time period of the game we're playing. But yeah, I think that'll do it today, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.